Canelo is cherry picking.
Benavidez is like Canelo. They said Canelo is no different. When I was young, somebody had to give Canelo a shot at the top guy because I was the top guy. So if he's the top guy, Benavidez deserves a chance.
Toss Benavidez, Canelo's be ducking.
So the MJ of boxing, Floyd Mayweather, sent Canelo Alvarez a message in the past where he demanded Canelo Alvarez to fight the Mexican monster David Benavidez. As Floyd Mayweather told Canelo, stop ducking and fight David Benavidez. That's the fight everyone want to see. That's the fight he wanted to see. That's the fight the fans want to see. And that's the fight the networks are willing to invest on. That's why they offered Canelo Alvarez $55 million guaranteed, plus pay-per-view. Ultimately, Canelo Alvarez could have walked away with $100 million plus to fight David Benavidez. Even then, Canelo Alvarez chose to reject his biggest payday to this day. Now, here is exactly what Floyd Mayweather had to say in the past. Check it out.
Like we keep on saying, we want to see Benavidez. Canelo, hell of a fighter, but my personal opinion, he's ducking Benavidez. You know, that's just my personal opinion, and I'm allowed to speak my mind. That's just what it is. He's going up. Benavidez can go and beat that same guy. He can beat that same guy at 168. So he's not doing nothing. You know, like I said before. Do I like this fight? Absolutely not. We want to see Benavidez. Let's make it happen. Benavidez should be ranked in the top pound for pound. You know. But what we don't talk about is, you know, Canelo. Steroids. Y'all don't talk about that. So we don't know. We really don't know all the fighters he beat. And he was what he could have been not clean in a lot of fights.
You think he was clean the night he fought?
I'm saying I don't know. I don't know. That's y'all. This Canelo. Come on, man. This kid was a cakewalk. Kid, easy.
Now, for all of the Canelo Alvarez fans that's going to say, oh, Floyd Mayweather is hating. Well, was Mike Tyson hating when he told Canelo the same thing? Was Chavez Sr., Barrera, Morales, Marquez, Oscar De La Hoya, Hopkins, and the list goes on and on and on of legendary fighters. Were they all hating for telling Canelo Alvarez the same exact thing? All of these fighters demanded Canelo to fight David Benavidez. Matter of fact, this interview I just played of Floyd Mayweather telling Canelo to stop ducking Benavidez was from 2021. And we almost in 2024. We nearly 3 years removed from that interview, and Canelo is still ducking David Benavidez like there is no tomorrow. Canelo can run, however, he cannot hide from the boxing public anymore. Everyone has their eyes on Canelo. His next move better be his best move, and that's fight David Benavidez. If not, Canelo Alvarez will forever be remembered as a duck, since he already broke all of the ducking records. Canelo Alvarez avoided fighters for an entire decade. Cough, cough, Demetrius Andrade. The good news, Benavidez already got rid of that problem for Canelo. However, the bad news, Canelo has another problem, a bigger problem, named David Benavidez. Another fighter Canelo Alvarez already avoided for a half a decade. So I don't think we ever gonna see anyone break Canelo Alvarez's ducking record. He will forever be the GOAT when it comes to ducking. More importantly, for all of the Canelo Alvarez fans who say, oh, Canelo is only doing what Floyd Mayweather used to do. Floyd Mayweather used to be in position to fight whoever he wants to fight. And Canelo Alvarez is in that same exact position. All he's doing is what Floyd Mayweather used to do, which is an absolute lie. Yeah, of course Canelo and Floyd are in the same position as far as being the boss and being able to make any fight happen. However, the difference is when Floyd Mayweather was in that same exact position, he made the biggest fights happen. He chose to fight the best fighters available. He always made the biggest fights happen. That's why Floyd Mayweather was so successful on pay-per-view. It was due to the fact every time the fans wanted him to fight a particular fighter, Floyd Mayweather fought that guy. And that's why his pay-per-view numbers were so successful. This is not magic, unlike Canelo Alvarez, who always flops on pay-per-view. Due to the fact, even though Canelo is in the same position as Floyd Mayweather used to be, what Canelo chooses to do with his position is cherry-pick the weakest opposition, the weakest link available, and avoid any dangerous or tough challenge. That's what Canelo Alvarez did his entire career, 95 to 99% of the times. Let me go ahead and play the clip of Floyd Mayweather stating that Canelo Alvarez is in the same position he used to be. Check it out.
At the sport of boxing, they was like, oh, Canelo is cherry picking. Canelo is cherry picking.
One of the biggest challenges for Canelo will be Benavidez. Benavidez is like Canelo. They said Canelo is no different. When I was young, somebody had to give Canelo a shot at the top guy because I was the top guy. So if Canelo he's a top guy, Benavidez deserves a chance.
Now, what Floyd Mayweather failed to mention is that Canelo Alvarez's pay-per-view numbers are flopping, unlike his numbers, since Canelo Alvarez stayed cherry-picking. We all know if Canelo chooses to fight David Benavidez, that fight is easily going to sell over 1 million pay-per-view buys. Nevertheless, Floyd Mayweather did bring up a great point. When he was even older than Canelo Alvarez is today, Floyd Mayweather ended up fighting the Mexican monster of his time, and that was Canelo. So Floyd Mayweather told Canelo, fight Benavidez like I fought you. Give David Benavidez a shot, just like I gave you the opportunity. Which that goes back to my original point. Yeah, Canelo is in the same position that he used to be. However, when is Canelo going to start doing the same exact things Floyd Mayweather did? Which is fight the best and fight the fighters the fans wanted him to fight. As we all know, the Canelo Alvarez fans, what they gonna do is lie by bringing up Pacquiao, because that's all they can do. All they can do is bring up lies, even though they already know the truth. Which is, we all know Floyd Mayweather tried to fight Pacquiao back in 2009, prime for prime, when Floyd Mayweather sent Pacquiao a 50-50 split offer. However, Pacquiao ended up turning down the fight, all because of a steroid test. Therefore, it was Pacquiao who ducked Floyd, prime for prime. Even after that, the moment Pacquiao accepted random drug testing is the moment the fight took place, when Floyd Mayweather was actually older than Pacquiao, 2 years older. But back in 2009, when Floyd Mayweather couldn't fight Pacquiao after Pacquiao turned down the fight, basically ducked Floyd, what Floyd Mayweather ended up doing is fight the next best fighter that the fans was demanding him to fight, and that's Sugar Shane Mosley. Everyone was accusing Floyd Mayweather of ducking Sugar Shane Mosley since he stepped in the ring and challenged Floyd, which that's exactly what Floyd Mayweather ended up doing. He fought Sugar Shane Mosley. And that's why Floyd Mayweather pay-per-view numbers was always so successful. He fought the fighters that the fans wanted him to fight. From Oscar De La Hoya, Ricky Hatton, Marquez, Sugar Shane Mosley, Maidana, Pacquiao, Ortiz, Cotto, Canelo, and let's pause right there at Canelo. When Floyd Mayweather was 36 years old, everyone was accusing him of ducking the Mexican monster, Canelo Alvarez. Everyone was saying, oh, Canelo is going to knock him out. He's too big. He's too fast. He's too strong. He's in his prime. He's 43-0. He's a unified champ. He's going to knock out Floyd Mayweather. That's why Floyd is ducking him. And guess what Floyd Mayweather did? Floyd ended up fighting him to smash him for all of the money. One of his biggest paydays. Therefore, to all of the Canelo Alvarez fans, since you guys love to compare Canelo to Floyd for no reason whatsoever, tell me, when is Canelo Alvarez going to start doing what Floyd Mayweather used to do? Floyd Mayweather fought the Mexican monster of his time. Canelo himself, right? So when is Canelo going to do the same exact thing? At least Canelo doesn't have to move up a weight division like Floyd Mayweather did in order to fight Canelo. Benavidez is in the same division as Canelo. The same division. Canelo is undisputed and is claiming he's at his best. Nobody beats him right now. Why doesn't Canelo prove that statement, even though we already seen it get debunked by Bibble? But back to the main question though. Why doesn't Canelo Alvarez fight the Mexican monster of his time like Floyd Mayweather did? Why doesn't Canelo fight David Benavidez, even though the fans, the fighters, the media, and the networks all want him to fight David Benavidez? That's a rhetorical question. Canelo and his fans are going to tell you, oh, well, it's because Canelo doesn't fight Mexicans, even though more than half of Canelo Alvarez's record is Mexican fighters. Even though Canelo next fight might be Munguia, another Mexican fighter. He's negotiating with Munguia as we speak. We all know what time it is. It's duck, duck, goose time for Canelo and his fans. They gonna duck the question just like Canelo be ducking these fights. Can you imagine the backlash Floyd Mayweather would have had received if he used the same excuse Canelo Alvarez came up with? I don't fight any black fighters because that's my people. If Floyd Mayweather said that when he was asked about fighting Corrales, Zab Judah, and Sugar Shane Mosley, he will never hear the end of it. Can you imagine Muhammad Ali saying that about fighting Joe Frazier and George Foreman? Since George Foreman at the time was knocking out everybody, he was like 47-0 with 45 KOs. He was undefeated at the time. People were scared for Muhammad Ali's life, even his team, when he fought George Foreman. However, with Canelo Alvarez fans' existence, Muhammad Ali didn't have to fight George Foreman. All he had to say was, oh, I don't fight my people. I don't fight black fighters. Can you imagine Sugar Ray Leonard saying that about Tommy Hearns and Hagler in order to avoid those fights? Can you imagine Crawford saying, I'm not going to fight Errol Spence because that's my people? Can you imagine Devin Haney saying, I'm not going to fight Gervonta and Shakur because that's my people? Can you imagine Roy Jones saying that about James Toney and all of the black fighters he fought in order to avoid them? Can you imagine Barrera, Morales, and Marquez saying, we don't fight Mexican fighters, and then they never fought each other? I mean, the imaginations are endless. That's why it was silly for Canelo Alvarez to use that excuse, especially when half of his record, more than half, is Mexican fighters. He recently fought Chavez Jr., and he trying to fight Munguia next. We all know what time it is. Obviously, there's always an exception. If there's only 2 Cuban fighters in boxing, and they come out and say, listen, our people are not here, we have to leave our country to come here, so we're not gonna fight each other. We rather fight other fighters, the best fighters from other countries, then that would make sense. However, for Canelo's case, the fact that more than half of his record is Mexican fighters, for him to say that, this shows how comfortable Canelo Alvarez has been ducking. Due to the fact Canelo has the complexion for the connection to get the ultimate protection. So the media never asked Canelo the real questions till more recently when the pressure already busted the pipes. Listen, that's why you guys should compare David Benavidez to Floyd Mayweather when it comes to the mindset. Since Benavidez was a boogeyman and is a boogeyman, like Floyd Mayweather was at some point when he was Pretty Boy for an entire decade, right? Even now when Benavidez is gaining clout, he didn't wait for Canelo to give him a title shot. He ended up fighting a dangerous boogeyman in Demetrius Andrade, a fight he really didn't have to take. That's what champions are made of. Benavidez is a throwback fighter that truly want to see how good he is. He don't care about losing and winning. Obviously, he want to win. We all do. Duh. But the main point here is the fear of losing is not going to stop David Benavidez from wanting to fight the best. Because this is what the game is all about. This is what the sport is all about. Benavidez looks at the sport of boxing as a sport, and he treats it as such. He want to see how great he is. Canelo, on the other hand, doesn't look at boxing as a sport, and he already knows how good he is. Therefore, if there's a challenge where he feels he may lose, he's not going to take it. That's why when you see Canelo Alvarez claim he's the best in the world, that's all for show. He knows that's an absolute lie, because his action speaks it all. The fact of the matter is, Floyd Mayweather fought the biggest names, the biggest fights for the biggest legacy days and the biggest paydays. On the other hand, Canelo Alvarez ducks his biggest paydays for his biggest legacy days. That's the difference between the two. With the facts being laid out, drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below. And to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Canelo said he's not interested in fighting you because he don't fight his people, Mexican fighters. So what's your thoughts on the talks of him fighting Munguia?
I mean, you guys know it better than me. I mean, I don't gotta say nothing anymore. I'm just interested in whatever gets put in front of me. My job is to stay here and be the best super middleweight in the world, and whoever they put in front of me, that's what I'm gonna keep beating.
You said if you can't fight Canelo next, then you want to fight Morrell. Fighters in your position never fight dangerous fighters like Andre and Morrell. What makes you an exception?
Because like I told you guys when I was doing the speaking up there, I really want to be the best of my generation. And the only way to do that is to go through everybody. And I believe in my strengths, I believe in my powers and my abilities, and I'm not scared of nobody. And by the time my time is done, you guys are going to see me as a legendary fighter, like Julio Cesar Chavez, like Barrera, like Oscar De La Hoya. That's the same route I'm going to follow.